In this video, we're going to take another look at some multi-step equations, this time when we have parentheses and a number being multiplied outside of that parentheses in our equation. So our first example here is 3 times b plus 5 equals 18. So I'm going to separate the two sides of the equation. So again, we want to reverse the order of operations. So normally we would, do what's inside of the parentheses and then multiply that. We could do the distributive property as well, but in this case, it actually works to divide both sides by 3. So this 3 times the b plus 5 in parentheses, I can go ahead and divide this whole side by 3 and divide the other side of my equation by 3. Now I can do the 3 like this because this b plus 5 is in parentheses, and both of those terms are going to be multiplied by 3. So instead of distributing the 3 and then dividing them all by 3, I can just divide out that 3, and that 3 divided by 3 changes to a 1, or goes to 1, and we have b plus 5 equals 6. Now I have a one-step equation. I subtract 5 from both sides. I get b equals 1. Let's check to make sure that's correct. We do 3 times b plus 5 equals 18. We replace the b with 1. Whoops. So we do 1 plus 5 equals 18. And then we do 1 plus 5 is 6, so 3 times 6 is 18, and 3 times 6 is 18. So 18 equals 18. Okay, I'm going to show you another way that we could have done this equation. So move that over there. We could have done 3b plus 5 equals 18. So we could have distributed this 3 first to get 3b plus 15 equals 18. And then we could have solved it from here. So then we could have divided each of these terms by 3. Okay, that would have been an extra step if we multiplied out the 3 and then divided out the 3. Or we could go ahead and we could subtract 15 from both sides of the equation. We get 3b equals 3. And then we divide both sides by 3 to get b equals 1. Which then we would do our check the same way we did up here. So that's 2 ways to do the same problem. Now, because 3 could go into 18, so when we divided by 3 on both sides of the equation, we still had whole numbers. It was advantageous to divide by 3 right away. Okay, we wouldn't end up with fractions or decimals early on in the equation. Whereas if we had something like 2 times 3x plus 4 equals 11. Okay. Dividing both sides by 2 is going to give me a decimal or a fraction. And so I'm going to avoid that to start. I might eventually end up with a fraction or a decimal, but we'll get to, we'll try to avoid it as long as possible here. I'm going to distribute the 2. So 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 4 is 8, so 6x plus 8 equals 11. So now I'm going to solve this, subtracting 8 from both sides. I get 6x equals 3. I divide by 6. X equals, 3 divided by 6 is 1/2. So x equals 1/2. Then to check that, I would do 2 times 3x plus 4 equals 11. 2 times 3 times 1/2 plus 4 equals 11. Okay. So I could do 3 times 1/2 plus 4, or I could actually distribute this 2 which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to do 2 times 3 times 1/2. Well, I could just go straight to this 2 times 1/2, which would be 1. So then I would just have 1 times 3, which is 3, plus 2 times 4 is 8. And then 3 plus 8 is 11, and 11 equals 11. So x equals 1/2 is correct. So in this case, it would not have been advantageous necessarily to divide both sides by 2 right away. It was better to do the distributive property, whereas in the last problem, it worked out to divide both sides by the number outside of those parentheses.